People pleasers. I know we didn't want to talk about people pleasers, but we're going to talk about it today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's question comes from a house cleaner who says, Angela, I'm kind of in a bind. I'm loving my job, and I want to go out of my way to help my customer, but I think I'm a people pleaser. How do I give my customer what they're expecting and not do too much for the price I'm charging? Oh, I love this question. All right, here's the answer. When you go to bid a customer's house, you're offering your time, a specific amount of time, for a specific amount of money. I will come to your house and I will do a series of things in exchange for a certain amount of money. And oftentimes we get so excited, we get caught up in the moment, we want the job that we oversell our services. And so I call it quicksand selling, where you get so excited and caught up in the moment that you start promising all kinds of things that perhaps you cannot deliver in the certain amount of time for the certain amount of money. And so what happens is you start sinking very quickly when your expectations should be here, and then way up here is what you've promised. And so the customer's expecting this way up here for this price way down here, right? And so what happens is then you get to the customer's house and you are a people pleaser. And so you jump through all sorts of mad hoops to try to please the customer. And the erroneous part of it is most of the time you will succeed. I don't know why, but most of the time you will. So the customer will come home and they will see their house and they will just, oh, I am so amazed. My house cleaner is the best person on the planet. And when they appreciate you and they pay attention to the goodness that you've created in their home, this little dose of oxytocin rushes through their brains because they're so delighted. And as they share that with you, either in tips or ratings and reviews on Yelp, that races through your brain as well. And so there's a payoff for people pleasing. But the reality is the people pleasing drug wears off thin, and it wears off quickly. Because here's what happens. You have proven to the customer that although these should be the expectations way down here, that you can in fact rise to the occasion and you can meet these expectations way up here. And so now their new level of expectation has gone up. And so when you come back next time and the time after, they're expecting you to jump through all of those amazing hoops every single time for the same one price and the same amount of time, which is impossible to do in most situations. So instead of keeping the expectations at a realistic level, as a people pleaser, you have gone above and beyond to overpromise. Now, the sad part is because you are able to achieve it once or twice, the customer thinks you can achieve it every single time. And the reality is that house cleaning is a physically demanding job. There will be days that you show up and you feel like crap. And you cannot jump through amazing hoops. Just physically, it's not there. There will be days when mentally you're not there. You're going to go in and you're going to do an amazing job, but it's not going to be super amazing. It's just going to be amazing, right? And amazing suddenly is now not good enough because you've set the expectations so high. So the dark side of being a people pleaser is this. There comes a point where whatever it is you were doing for that little adrenaline rush and that little bump of dopamine or oxytocin, what happens is now there's a price to pay for that. It's like when you eat a bowl of ice cream. Ice cream can make you fat if you eat too much of it. And then it wears on your self-esteem because you didn't have enough self-discipline. And then you wish you didn't eat it, but it tastes so good. It's the same thing with people pleasing. So here's the strategy. If you're going to eat ice cream, 4 bites. 4 bites. It's sweet. It's amazing. It's delightful. But after 4 bites, your tongue is numb. You're not tasting it anymore. And then what happens is you got a bowl of ice cream in front of you and you keep eating it, hoping to reinvent that feeling of, oh, this tastes amazing. But it doesn't really taste amazing anymore. It's just cold. And now you're eating empty calories that you're going to later regret. And it's the same with people pleasing. The first little bit is like, yes! And then it starts wearing off and then the expectation increases and increases. And as the expectation increases, your customers' thrill for you starts to tank. And now there's this feeling of regret and anxiety and overwhelm because you can't jump through those amazing hoops anymore. And so what happens is now, instead of your customer giving you tips and being excited that you're coming back, they start to no tips. They start to complain. They start to leave you to-do lists. And suddenly what was this amazing situation has now kind of backfired on you. Then you find yourself in a situation where you start to hate the customer. It's like the regret when you ate too much ice cream. You wish you didn't do it. You wish you didn't have to come back to this customer's house. And it starts to take an opposite effect. So here's the reality of being a people pleaser. It's lovely, but don't do it. Just don't do it. Realize that you can walk in and you can put a limit and say, guess what? These are my expectations. These should be your expectations. This is what I can accomplish in this amount of time for this amount of money. And then when you show up, you can do those things. In my company, we have what's called a Mulligan. That's going above and beyond. The above and beyond is a little something extra. It's like bringing the garbage cans in from the curb. This is not staying an extra hour at a customer's house, okay? You charge for that. This is not driving them 500 miles somewhere because their car broke down, okay? This is not what that is about at all. It is not about being a people pleaser and going so far that you then lose other business that you have coming in because time constraints you've given to this customer, or that the customer then comes to expect these wild, outlandish things they think you're capable of doing. The reality is you're not getting paid to do those things. So if you want to do a little something extra, do a little something extra just right above that expectation line so that you can help your customer and you can wow them in an amazing sort of way without going so far above and beyond that you create an unrealistic set of circumstances that's not sustainable. So people pleasing. Yeah, I see it a lot. And I feel really bad when I see it because it comes with the best of intentions. And I love the fact that there are house cleaners that want to do right by their customers. But if you want to do right by your customer, you have to first do right by you. And that's to set realistic expectations with a particular time frame and a particular amount of money. And then if you're going to do something above and beyond, just go right over that ledge. Don't go all the way up here to something that's completely unsustainable that you can't keep up. All right, so that's my 2 cents for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.